I just spent 2 weeks putting every budget Samsung phone under $300 through a brutal real-world stress test. And what I found is going to make a lot of you cancel your iPhone upgrade this year. Because while everyone's out here financing a $1,000 flagship they can't actually afford, Samsung has quietly built an entire lineup of phones that do 90% of what those flagships do for a fraction of the price. Today, I'm ranking the top 5 budget Samsung phones you can actually buy right now, from the one you should probably skip to the one I think is the single best value phone Samsung makes. Period. Before we get into it, a quick disclaimer. I bought every single one of these phones with my own money. Nobody paid for this placement. Nobody's sponsoring this list. And I'll tell you exactly which ones are worth skipping, even though that's not what the affiliate links want me to say. Links to the best current prices are in the description if you want to follow along. Let's start the countdown. Number 5. The Galaxy A07 5G. This is the phone I want to like more than I actually do. At its price point, the A07 5G is the entry ticket into Samsung's ecosystem, and for a lot of first-time smartphone buyers or people upgrading from a phone that's 5 years old, that's genuinely appealing. You get a big 6.7-inch display, 5G connectivity, and Samsung's One UI experience, which honestly still feels more polished than most budget Android skins out there. But here's where the compromises start piling up. The display doesn't have the punch or color accuracy of the phones higher on this list. The processor handles basic tasks fine, texting, browsing, social media. But the second you try to multitask hard or jump into anything demanding, you feel the ceiling. Camera performance is serviceable in good lighting and falls apart the moment the sun goes down. This isn't a phone you buy because it excites you. It's a phone you buy because it's the cheapest way to get a modern, working smartphone with Samsung's name on it. Who is this for? Honestly, it's for the person buying their kid their first phone, or someone who just needs something functional as a backup device. If that's you, it does the job. If you want a phone that actually feels good to use every day, keep watching, because it gets a lot better from here. Number 4. The Galaxy A36 5G. Now we're talking. The A36 is where Samsung stops making excuses and starts making a genuinely competitive phone. You're getting a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, which at this price is honestly kind of shocking. Scrolling feels smooth, colors are vibrant, and this is a screen you could put next to phones costing twice as much and not feel embarrassed. Samsung also gave this thing IP67 water and dust resistance, which is not something you typically see trickle down to the mid-range segment. Drop it in a puddle, get caught in the rain, spill your coffee near it, you're covered. The triple camera system centers on a 50-megapixel main sensor that handles daylight shots impressively well, and the build quality, glass back, aluminum-adjacent feel punches above its price tag. The catch is the chipset. It's fine for everyday use, but push it hard with heavy gaming or intense multitasking, and you'll notice the ceiling again, just a higher one than the A07. Battery life is solid, a full 5,000 mAh cell that'll comfortably get most people through a full day. If you want flagship-adjacent looks and a genuinely great screen without flagship pricing, the A36 deserves serious consideration. Number 3. The Galaxy A56 5G. This is Samsung's statement phone in the budget to mid-range space. The one they clearly built to make you question whether you even need a flagship. The A56 takes everything good about the A36 and sharpens it. You still get that gorgeous 6.7-inch Super AMOLED 120Hz display, but now it's paired with an aluminum frame instead of plastic, giving it a noticeably more premium in-hand feel. The camera system steps up too. The 50-megapixel main sensor is joined by an improved ultra-wide and Samsung's enhanced nightography processing, which genuinely makes a difference once the sun goes down. I took this thing out at dusk expecting mediocre results and came back with photos I was actually happy to post. The Exynos chip inside handles day-to-day use, gaming, and multitasking with noticeably more headroom than the A36, and 45-watt fast charging means you're not chained to a wall outlet for hours. If there's a knock against it, it's that the improvements here are incremental rather than revolutionary compared to the A36, and you're paying a real premium for those increments. But if you want the most complete, most polished phone in Samsung's mid-tier lineup and you don't want to think twice about performance, the A56 is the safe, smart pick. Number 2, the Galaxy A17 5G. This is the phone that's been quietly flying under the radar, and I genuinely think that's a mistake, because pound for pound, this might be the best value phone on this entire list. You're getting a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display, a triple camera setup led by a 50-megapixel main sensor with optical image stabilization, and a 5,000 mAh battery, all wrapped in a build that feels far more premium than the price suggests. What actually surprised me is the software support. Samsung is backing this phone with years of OS upgrades and security updates, the kind of long-term support commitment you use to only get from flagship devices. That completely changes the math on what budget even means. Because a phone that stays current for years isn't really a budget phone anymore. It's just a smartphone. The trade-offs are real but manageable. The IP54 rating means it can handle splashes but not a full dunk, and the refresh rate tops out lower than the A36 and A56. But for the price, you're getting flagship-adjacent camera stabilization, all-day battery life, and Samsung's Gemini AI integration for search and everyday tasks. If you want the smartest possible dollar-per-feature ratio in Samsung's lineup right now, the A17 5G is very hard to beat. And that brings us to my #1 pick, the phone I think most people reading this should actually buy, the Galaxy A26 5G. Here's why this one takes the top spot. The A26 threads a needle that almost nothing else in Samsung's budget lineup manages. You get a genuinely vibrant Super AMOLED display with fast refresh, a 50-megapixel main camera that consistently outperforms its price class, and for the first time in this tier, full IP67 water and dust resistance, matching the protection you'd expect from phones costing significantly more. The 5,000 mAh battery isn't just big on paper, it translates into real all-day use. And in my testing, I regularly ended the day with battery to spare even on heavy use days. Add in expandable storage, a responsive fingerprint sensor, and Samsung's promise of multiple generations of OS upgrades and years of security patches, and you've got a phone that doesn't just feel good on day one, it's built to still feel good 3 years from now. What pushes it ahead of the A17 and the A56 for me isn't any single spec, it's the balance. It's not the flashiest screen, it's not the fastest chip, and it's not the best camera system on this list, but it's the phone that does the fewest things wrong while doing the most things genuinely well, and it does it at a price that makes the rest of the budget phone market look overpriced by comparison. For most people asking, what Samsung phone should I actually buy? The A26 5G is the answer.